So Beddr calls this device the SleepTuner, and I really do think this is an appropriate name for this device because it's going to help you fine-tune your sleep so that you get a better night's rest. Setup was really intuitive, and within a couple of minutes I was already tracking my sleep after creating an account. You simply enter some information about your body stats, and then you can go ahead and start tracking your sleep. I was really impressed with the packaging and what it includes. First, you'll notice a really hard case, and it looks absolutely beautiful and it's going to protect your device. As you open the case, you'll see that it has a USB-C cable, which is very nice because that's a modern connection that we all want to use, and a power brick. The package includes 2 sheets of medical grade adhesives, and of course the device itself. One of the things I immediately noticed as I picked up the device was how light it was. This weighs at only 5.3 grams, and when I stick it on my forehead, I barely notice it. So you might ask yourself, why would you want this device? Well, personally for me, I'm very curious about my health because I have a condition called sleep apnea, and it's basically when you fall asleep, I kind of stop breathing, especially during REM sleep. So this is something that I really want to monitor. I'm trying to understand if my CPAP therapy, which is a machine that blows continuous pressure into my airway, I want to be able to accurately monitor my therapy and ensure that it's working fully effectively. One of the things that makes this device stand out amongst all other devices is that it's FDA registered and it provides medical grade data. Unlike Fitbit, Garmin, and Apple Watch, and other sleep trackers, they're not approved by the FDA. So this one actually provides very accurate information and expert insights into your sleep. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is your blood oxygen saturation level, or SpO2. Now, what is that? Well, it's a measure during your sleep of how much oxygen is in your blood. If you stop breathing when you fall asleep, you might get an apnea, which is you stop breathing for about 10 seconds. And if you continue to do that, your blood oxygen saturation level will actually go down. And this is very dangerous to your heart. It can cause hypertension. It can cause, obviously, lack of sleep, fragmented sleep. So what this Beddr device does is actually accurately detect your blood oxygen saturation level, and it's actually more accurate than some other devices. It has a lower margin of error compared to some oximeters, which is the same device that measures your SpO2. It's actually more accurate than some of the medical grade oximeters out there. According to his website, its margin of error is anywhere from negative 1.5% to plus 1.5%, which is actually very accurate and actually very impressive for a consumer device. Now, in effect, you basically have a take-home test. Now, obviously, it's not going to be fully complete, like kind of like what you would get in a hospital situation where they attach all these electrodes to your body and all these types of monitoring, and you have all these other things. What's nice about this is that it's a take-home test. So one, it's very convenient. You don't have to, it's not very intrusive because you just have this one thing on your forehead. Whereas in a medical situation, you're going to have all these little devices attached to your face and your body, and it's really hard to use the washroom during the night if you're doing this. And you'll also be monitoring your sleep in a non-real environment. You're going to be in just kind of other person's bed. So by sleeping in a more relaxed environment, hopefully your data is going to be more accurate and more reliable. So I've been using the Beddr device every day, and I've been tracking my sleep, and I noticed some really interesting data. One thing is that the blood oxygen saturation level has been quite accurate because I've been aligning it with my CPAP therapy, which is, like I said, the machine that blows positive air into my airway so that I can breathe at night. And that device actually tracks when you have a sleep apnea event. And I'm able to align that data with the CPAP therapy, and I can see that when I have apnea events, my blood oxygen saturation level goes down as well. I've also been comparing this to other dedicated oximeters, such as the low-key oximeter and my Garmin watch. What's good is that everything is consistent, and I believe that Beddr is providing more accurate data. Now, one of the cool data points that this Beddr device actually provides is how you fall asleep. And for me, when you sleep on your back, you're more likely to have sleep apnea events. Because the way that your back is aligned, your kind of airway is more relaxed. What ends up happening is that you might get more sleep apnea events. But I actually found out that I actually get a lot of sleep apnea events when I'm sleeping on my side. In fact, most of my sleep is on my side, and this is something that I've never seen before. I've actually recorded my entire video. I was using a night camera, and I recorded my entire length of my sleep, and I noticed that I do sleep on my side a lot. So I have to say that the Beddr device is very accurate in determining what position you are sleeping on. This can detect if you're sleeping on your stomach, on your side, or other positions. So this is really cool information that you normally don't get in other sleep trackers. One of the things I like about this device, as I mentioned before, is that it's so light and small that I'm still able to use my CPAP mask while I'm using the Beddr. So that's really nice to be able to track both my CPAP therapy and the Beddr data. So how does Beddr work? Well, it has almost the same sensors that you would have on, let's say, for example, a Garmin watch or a dedicated pulse oximeter. It uses a IR and red optical sensor to accurately detect your blood oxygen saturation level as well as your heart rate. After you're done recording your sleep, it'll sync using Bluetooth. I believe Bluetooth only is activated when you're actively syncing the data from your phone from the Beddr device. Otherwise, Bluetooth would have drained the battery a lot. Now, in terms of the battery, it uses USB-C to charge, and it charges relatively quickly, and I'm very glad they used USB-C because using micro USB or any other port would be really annoying. Now, in terms of continuous use, in terms of their sleep tracking, it lasts about 10 hours, which is more than enough, and I'm very impressed with how well it performs. Now, on top of the 2 optical sensors that this device has, it also has a 3-axis accelerometer, and this is going to be very helpful in determining your sleep position. And to me, this information of where and how long you sleep with the percentage time of what position you are sleeping is very helpful in diagnosing certain issues. For example, maybe you sleep on your back and therefore you might have more sleep apnea events. So overall, I really like this device and I'm really happy using it. I'm going to definitely share it with my friends because some of them have been suspecting that they have been sleeping issues and they don't want to go to the doctor and do a full sleep study test because that requires significant time and effort and of course resources in terms of money. So I'm going to share this, and maybe if they have any issues or they suspect they have any sleeping problems, they can go and get a real test and then maybe get diagnosed with maybe a proper condition and then get CPAP therapy. But hopefully they don't have any issues. After using the SleepTuner for a month, I have to say that I'm very impressed with the quality information that it provides. One of the things that I was very interested to learn about was what position am I sleeping on, and I found that I'm more of a side sleeper. I was also very impressed with the accuracy of this device based on what some of the other instruments I've been using to measure my sleep. It showed a lot of consistency in terms of stop breathing events, blood oxygen saturation level, and of course, the sleep quality that I had. If you're interested in accurately monitoring your sleep, I definitely do recommend this device. And if you suspect that you have sleep conditions like sleep apnea, having the SleepTuner and using it and kind of assessing your sleep is a good first step. Anyways, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching it. Let me know if you have any questions down below about the SleepTuner. I'm happy to answer, and I'll see you in the next video.